Well, hello and welcome. It's Reverend Matthew David Hurtado, the Minister of Allowing. We are continuing with our 30 days of miracles. We're on day 3 now. And today I'm just going to break it down real simple. I'm going to just talk to you about the 3-2-1 prosperity formula. So the 3-2-1 prosperity formula is the capstone of the entire Allow Ministries. So I want to tell you where it began real quick, and I want to tell you what the 3-2-1 is and where you can get some more information about this. So in 2009, I was bedridden and bankrupt with Lyme disease. You can see right now, I'm pretty robust. I'm strong. I'm healthy. I was about 40 to 50 pounds lighter back then. And to walk around the block was very challenging for me. I couldn't work. I couldn't do anything. So what do you do in a position where the odds are stacked against you? What do you do? What if you're going through a hard time right now? Well, there are spiritual principles that you can rest upon and that you can put to work, and then you can discover that you're not a physical meat sack, flesh and bones being. You're actually a spiritual being with the capacity to change anything in your life because God's power is always present to you. So this is what I did, and this is what I teach. And by the way, where you can get the 3-2-1 teaching, okay, because I don't have time to get into it tonight, all of it is at my website at MatthewDavidHurtado.com. And by the way, you want to get this free book just for going there. My #1 bestseller back in 2015. It's my first one that came out. Allow, Mastering the Law of Least Effort to Receive Your Desires, okay? So the 3-2-1 changed my life. And I remember going through a bankruptcy with Lyme disease back in 2009. It was settling up, and I was at the bankruptcy office, and the attorney wondered why I started laughing. Well, I started laughing because I realized all this stuff came about. I stopped honoring God. I stopped tithing. That's number 3, okay? Tithing is to honor God. It's Malachi 3:10, and it says, "Bring ye the tithes into the storehouse and prove me now, saith the Lord of hosts, that I will not open up the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing so much so that you cannot receive it." It's the only part in the Bible where God is saying, prove me. Let me prove myself to you. Okay? I don't have time to tell you all about the tithe tonight. It would take a while. And you got to get your heart right for it. Okay? So it's at my website. So that's number 3. I realized that I had stopped tithing. So I was back under the curse. I was back under the Babylonian debt slave system, the curse of Babylon. Okay. I wanted to get back under grace. So I started tithing. Okay. Make a long story short, that happened. All right. And then within a few months, opportunities started happening again. Things started changing. To make a long story short, I made 6 figures and then 7 figures in just a few short years. How did I do it? Well, that's God's mystery. God prospered me. God gave me grace. God lifted me and exalted me because of my honor and my humility. Now, the number 2 is another important facet of that. That's non-judgment, okay? So that's to get your lying and deceitful 5 senses as much out of the picture as you can so that you're not making interpretations of what you think is right and wrong, etc., who's good, who's bad. See, every time you put judgment into the equation, you become the judged. Very simple process to do that. And pure awareness and non-judgment are synonymous, and that brings about least resistance. So we're trying to manifest with least resistance the flow of good that is our eternal inheritance from our Father, okay? And then the number 1 formula, and I'll spend the most time talking about this part, is because it takes a lot of courage to do this. This is to ask and answer the question, what is the fastest path to my joy in this moment? Or what is my highest excitement in this moment? Over and over again, and to choose the highest, most exciting thing available to you in the moment over and over and over, regardless of what the fallout seems to be from your lying, human, erring reasoning. I started to do this. And as you know, I'll tell you a quick story. When I took over a nutrition franchise, I was able to take it over for $300. It was losing $4,000 a month. It was going under real fast. Well, I applied the 3-2-1 to that equation. Okay. I brought myself to the equation, which changed the dynamic of the store. I brought my spiritual awareness to it. God gave me an answer. I started to apply that answer. How did I get that answer? How did I get an answer that took the store from failing to an instant 6-figure overnight income? How did that happen? How does God give you these revelations? Well, one thing I know to be true is that you're not going to find it when you're out of alignment with it. That's for a fact. So if you're chasing struggle, if you're chasing after something that you don't like doing, you're out of alignment with joy. And when you're not in alignment with your joy, then you're like a frequency bandwidth away. It's like listening to the country rock station and saying, I'd like to listen to hip hop. Well, if you keep staying on the country rock station, you're not going to tune in to any hip hop at all because it just doesn't work that way. So if you keep following struggle, you know, you become a struggle bunny and you just keep going back and forth with struggle. Well, the problem with that is you will not receive anything other than more struggle, because that's the quality of seed you're putting into your now space moment. And that now space moment contains the reality of your true life in the present moment. And so what you put in is what you get out. So when you put the joy into the moment and you bring joy to the now, then the next moment comes out of that joy, and the next moment out of that joy. And that alignment with joy brings about, what does it say in the Bible? The joy of the Lord is my strength. Okay. Now you have to understand that doesn't mean hardly anything when you look at the words in the Babel speak. Okay. The joy of the Lord is my strength. That's adverb verb Babel speak. What it means is it's a contract. What it says is, if I follow joy, the fastest path to my joy, if I follow my joy, then God's strength, the power within me, will exalt me. Okay. It's an equation. It's a formula. And so that is the 3-2-1 in a nutshell. And I'm going to keep this under 10 minutes. It's a quick wisdom, but if you want to get the full scoop, it's right here, MatthewDavidHurtado.com. 3-2-1 prosperity formula. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. That's what I do. I rinse and repeat it. Pick up yourself a copy, free copy of this book. Hey, if you read it 2 years ago, read it again. It'll be a new book because your consciousness will shift. Okay, that's all I want to tell you for now. I hope you guys take action on it. Again, each day I'll be here for 30 days with just a little nugget of wisdom, 10 minutes for you. Take one thing, master it. It'll change your life fast. God bless. Love you guys. Take care.